I'm not against Israel. I've always liked Israel, so I haven't really noticed it. Okay, fine. Love
Right.
Israel, love any country, whatever. But it feels like something has changed. Like why? And clearly it has for you. What is that thing?
Well, I think here's a situation. It's coming to a point where it's so obvious all the time in everyone's language, the social media posts they put out, the statements that they make. They have to proclaim Israel. They have to proclaim their faith and loyalty in Israel and how they, Israel is our greatest ally. And it's a statement that has to be made over and over and over again to the point it's becoming like, wait a minute, what about our own country? What about our own people?
See, it's always been like that. Like, you're only doing this because the tide is turning against Israel. Like, a few years ago, I believe it was like 2018, 19, maybe 20, Ilhan Omar, she's called out AIPAC, like, it's all about the Benjamins, she said on Twitter, and like people called her an anti-Semite. You never defended her. In fact, you were one of the people that were smearing Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar, and all of these pro-Palestine Congress people. Like, maybe you should reflect on yourself and think about how we came here, how we became so like Israel first. Maybe you should reflect on yourself a little bit, Marjorie.
And we have so many problems here in America. And we talk about this all the time. $37 trillion in debt. Just like you and I were speaking before, our kids' generation. My kids are 22, 25, and 27. And our children's generation, they can't afford rent. They can't afford to buy a house. They can't afford insurance. They can't buy a new car. They can't find a good paying job. They're living month to month, paycheck to paycheck, credit card bills stacked up. And they literally look to the future going, how am I ever going to realize the American dream? And it seems hopeless for them. But then in Congress, everyone is chasing and pursuing and proclaiming their loyalty to a foreign country. And my goodness, I have nothing against Israel. I wish them well. I wish the people of Israel well. I wish Jewish people well, but I also wish every country well. And I want good things for everyone.
So why do you hate Israel so much?
Right.
Yeah.
But here's what it is. I compare it to, it's like white guilt. We dealt with white guilt.
Here we go. This is a thing. Like, when I see things like this, like, what does Cenk Uygur say? Like he did very softball interview with Marjorie Taylor Greene a little ago, but like, how can you like have a serious coalition with these people? Like, sure, you can like cooperate in some bills. You can like put your name as a co-sponsor with like these people. Sure, like these kinds of coalition, yeah, like that has been happening. Like I believe Bernie Sanders did Bernie Sanders proposed a bill with Mike Lee, who's like a lunatic far-right moron, like, but he is kind of like he has non-interventionist tendencies on some issues. So I think Bernie and Lee proposed the bill to block US from going to war with Yemen or something, like doing military intervention in Yemen, like that. These kinds of coalitions, sure, but like, how can you have like a serious like coalition like outside of just like putting your name on the same bill, like, rally? You can't like rally together with these lunatics. Like, even when you're talking about Israel, like they're not people like Marjorie Taylor Greene are doing it from like a point of bigotry, like, right? Like, her anti-Semitism plays a role in these like anti-Israel stances too. Like she's famous for talking about Jewish space lasers causing wildfires in California, and yeah, like she's not a serious person. Like, white guilt, fuck it.
So many years, and it's
Has it worked? Has it improved anyone's life?
No. And this is a similar thing. When in reality, everyone's lives are going to improve here in our country if we just focus on our own country. Yep. And it's really simple.
One of my children just graduated college. I was talking to her this morning over coffee. She's got 13 friends she's moving to a major American city with. And of course, I know them all. I know them, for 4 years in college. Great people. 3 have jobs.
3.
Yeah, 3 out of 13. And it's not, it's like a real college. Yeah. Pretty good college and pretty smart kids. Hard to get into for sure. 3 out of 13. And most of them are from, well-to-do family. They'll be fine. They're not gonna starve to death or anything, but like, that's not good.
No, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
We are literally failing our children.
Yeah.
And it's unacceptable. And it's opening the door for so many bad things in America. It's opening the door for Americans turning to voices and turning to leaders that they should never pay attention to.
Exactly.
And it disgusts me. Honestly, I turned a corner this past weekend where I'd had it. I have been in 4 years. My first 4 years was under the Biden administration. And so everything I blamed on Democrats.
Exactly.
And I was absolutely repulsed and disgusted to what happened to our country over 4 years, just like everyone else. Shocked, angry, and disgusted.
Me too.
And obviously that's why we won in November.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, it was a miracle. I mean, people poured out from all walks of life, all backgrounds, and came out and voted for Trump, voted for Republicans in the House, Republicans in the Senate. So we've been in power for 6 months. And I was so excited in the beginning, thinking there's nothing we can't do. Literally nothing we can't do. But 6 months in, there's literally nothing that we can do. And then we ended up bombing a foreign country. And that upset me so much. And I'm allowed to be upset about it. I can stand here and say,
you are allowed?
well, no, I'm not sure if not according to Mark Levin and not according to many others, that prioritize another country over our country.
Yeah, it's interesting. You said,
See, like, are you gonna criticize the daddy? Are you gonna criticize the orange man? Are you gonna criticize him? Like, Mark Levin, like, sure, he's terrible. He's a neocon warmonger, and you're right to call him out. But why are you not calling out the very person that ultimately decided to do the thing that you're criticizing? Like, she's just I don't. Yeah, she's just a hack. Like, only Republican I can take seriously is Thomas Massey. Like, if you're gonna criticize attacking Iran, attack the person that did it. Like, it's not that hard. Like, and do everything you can to stop that. And you didn't even co-sponsor the bill that Thomas Massey and Ro Khanna proposed. Like,
said a second ago that when people are really frustrated when the system they live under fails them, they listen to voices that they shouldn't listen to or wouldn't listen to under any other circumstance. Like, how did Al Sharpton get to be the leader of Black America or whatever? I mean, it's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Desperate people tend to good crappy leaders, I think. And I just can't get over what happened in our biggest city this week, the very same week.
wait, hold
Everybody
on.
in
What
DC,
is
the system they live under fails them. They listen to voices that they shouldn't listen to or wouldn't listen to under any other circumstance. Like, how did Al Sharpton get to be the leader of Black America or whatever? I mean,
that prioritize another country over our country.
Yeah, it's interesting. You said a second ago that when people are really frustrated when the system they live under fails them, they listen to voices that they shouldn't listen to or wouldn't listen to under any other circumstance. Like, how did Al Sharpton get to be the leader of Black America or whatever? I mean, it's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Desperate people tend to go crappy leaders, I think. And I just can't get over what happened in our biggest city this week, the very same week.
Oh my god, desperate people go to terrible people. Or wait, what did he say? Desperate, creepy leaders. Oh my. Like, look in the mirror, you moron. Like, crappy leaders? Seriously? Like, oh my god.
And I just can't get over what happened in our biggest city this week, the very same week that everybody in DC is focused thousands of miles away on the greatest threat we face, Iran's nuclear program. I don't want Iran to have the bomb. I'm not pro-Iran,
No,
obviously.
We're not pro-Iran.
Yeah.
Like, why do we have to say it?
No,
But
right.
we do.
It's
Yeah,
dumb.
there's
But at the same time that everybody was looking to Iran, our largest city had a Democratic primary, effectively the mayor's race, and a 32-year-old socialist who wants government-run grocery stores gets like he's going to likely.
Ooh, scary. 32-year-old that wants to run government-run grocery stores. Like, this is the thing. Fox News tried to, like, well, Tucker's not on Fox anymore, but still, the point is valid. Like, media like Fox News, they try to, like, fearmonger against these lefty progressive candidates and policies. Like, they did this to Bernie Sanders often too. Like, they put out, universal healthcare, universal childcare, paid family leave, minimum wage, $30 minimum wage. Ooh, scary. Like, what the fuck? Like, this is just people having good things bad. Wow.
Run our biggest city.
Yeah. And
in the country.
Right. New York.
And it's like, why did that happen? Is it because people are so, like, desperate for government-run grocery stores or love socialism or love, like, foreign-born?
Because people want to have a better life, you right-wing douchebag weasel.
Midwits running their cities? Probably not. That guy was the only person in the New York City mayor's debate to say he wanted to focus on New York City. All the candidates were asked, if you could visit a foreign country, what would it be? And of course, all
that is true. Good point.
had an answer. I think most said Israel. Great. And he said, I wouldn't go anywhere. I'd stay in New York.
Broken clock.
And like, if I want to meet Jewish constituents, I go to their synagogues, their homes, or whatever. But I'd be here in New York because that's what I'm doing. I'm running New York. That's my job.
Well, he gave the right answer.
He gave the right answer.
Right.
Yeah.
He gave the right answer.
They're giving him credit. That's a little bit surprising, but okay, I'll take it.
At least, and he's talking. I totally oppose his program. Just
Absolutely.
To be clear. I
Yeah.
don't think it works. But he's talking about economics.
Yep.
And everyone else is talking about foreign policy. Why is it hard to talk about economics, domestic economics?
I don't know. Apparently, they don't know how to fix it. Well, look who he was running against. He's looking. I mean, the failed mayor, Andrew Cuomo. Look at him. He
Governor.
was governor. Yeah. Discussing sexual, all types of accusations.
Oh my god! Like these people, like lack of self-awareness. Amazing.
So he was seen as the dirty establishment Democrat, right?
Machine politician.
Right. That really never solved anyone's problems. They already had him and they still have the same problems.
Right.
They're still poor. They can't afford life. They can't afford to move up in the world.
Exactly.
And so they looked at Andrew Cuomo and was like, why am I going to vote for him? He's not going to make my life better.
No, it's totally
and so they look at this man who's been in our country for what, 6 years?
Yeah.
6 years.
No, you
So he's
moron. He's been in the United States since he was a child. He gained citizenship in 2018. Like, he's been in the country before that. Like, he yeah, whatever.
Foreign born. He's a socialist and he's promising to empty the prisons and do all kinds of crazy things.
Empty the prisons? Like, what? That's a straw man. Like, not even a straw man, just a lie. That's just a lie. Why?
And he's talking to them on their level and talking about the problems they are facing, relating to them with the problems they're facing. So these young people have no choice but to turn to this.
Mike, I agree.
And it is a failure. It is literally a failure of the Republican Party. I think the Republican Party has completely failed. And it makes me so angry, Tucker. And I can't, I'm not supposed to speak out, right? I'm not supposed to have my own opinion. I'm supposed to just have blind allegiance to my party. And I'm supposed to cheerlead and rah, rah, rah. But that's not why I ran. That's not why I ran for Congress in the first place. I literally ran because I was mad at Republicans.
Yeah.
Well, I'm still mad at Republicans because it is affecting our children's lives and future. And it's our job to hold our elected leaders accountable. It's my job to hold my colleagues accountable. And if we don't fix these problems to the point where young people are turning to crazy socialists, it's going to get worse. It's literally going to get worse, and it'll be gone. I don't think we can ever get it back.
So you walk into my actual garage, one of the first things.
Okay, but wait, hold on. Like, you see, like as I said, like 3,000 times already, like the lack of self-awareness is amazing. Like the establishment failed. Democrats like Obama, Biden, Clinton, they all failed us, and Republicans like Bush, Romney, McCain, these people, like they're all the same. Establishment politics is what drove a lot of people to vote for Trump, and like that's what destroying the country as we speak. Like, and if we have like a lot of socialist mayor, and if we have a socialist president one day, that's gonna solve the problem, not ruin the country. You right-wing, delusional, lack of self-awareness is tremendous moron. Yeah, but let's see. I don't need to see the ad. Wait, hold on.
Family protected. You'll be glad you did. We are. Well, it's just kind of weird because Fox News tells us that the real threats are abroad or they're Iranian sleeper cells in the United States. It seems to me the real threat to the United States is the collapse of its cities, of its population centers, where the most people live. I don't live in a city. I don't want to live in a city because they suck.
Yeah.
But in a normal country, I would live in a city, and so would you.
Sure.
Of course. So I don't understand how we spent the last 25 years fighting all these wars obsessively focused on our enemies abroad, jihadis, or whatever. They're telling us the threat is white supremacists under Biden. And the country's not gotten better.
No.
It's like maintaining the empire has destroyed the republic. It does feel that way.
Oh, 100%. But we have to look at what the struggle we're dealing with. So I think it's very interesting to look at the pattern in place. So 2016, America rose up, and I was one of those little people. And we rose up and turned to one man because he was different. On a stage of 17, he was 100% different than the other 16. And he spoke our language and cared about issues. We were like, oh my gosh, we've never heard politicians say this before. So we elected Trump. And then President Trump went into his first administration totally unaware of what he was getting into. I mean, who could know? If you're coming from the outside, how could you know how that system works? You can't.
Wait, what? No. Like, this is Trump. One of the things he said in like one of the first Republican presidential debates in 2016 was like, he said that he knew how the system works because he was the one that was controlling the politicians by bribing them. And he was like, oh, they can't buy me or something like that. Like, that was one of his shticks. Like, why are you saying that he doesn't know how the system works? Like, okay, let's see how she...
And I didn't know. And so then President Trump thought, hey, everyone's supporting me now. I won the election. All Republicans should get behind me. We're all going for the same thing. But no, they stabbed him in his back. People in his administration were horrible. They threw him under the bus, allowed him to be investigated and accused of horrible things. The people stood with him, but we watched the establishment try to beat him back. Then the election was stolen in
See, like, did you just blame every fucking single fucking negative thing that happened under the first Trump administration on like the people around him? Oh, it's the people around him that were bad. And, he was just an innocent little boy that didn't know how the system works and he was duped and yada, yada, yada. Like, fuck you. Do you know how powerful the president of the United States is? He is the most powerful person in the world. Like, he made his own decisions. He should be criticized for the fucking decisions he made. He chose the people that he put around him. Like, see, this is why MAGA is considered a cult. They just consider Trump to be this like saint that doesn't do anything wrong, and if something like goes wrong, it's not his fault, it's people around him's fault. Like, just amazing.
2020, then January 6th happened. The establishment roared back again and tried to take back the Republican Party, take it back and take control. The people didn't let it happen, though. The people were like, no, we do not want to go back to the neocon ways. We don't want to go back to the failures of the leadership of the Republican Party. So then we saw what happened. He got more powerful. They were prosecuting him. I mean, 34 indictments. They found him guilty. They tried to kill him twice. They put him in jail, giving him that
this is classic conspiracy theorists. Like, this is why we can't, like, we shouldn't build serious coalition with these people. Like, if we're gonna treat these people seriously and they're opposing Israel's genocide from like a serious perspective, then like you're just gonna come off crazy. Like, she's like a crazy conspiracy theorist that thinks anything that happens to Trump that is negative is like some kind of a conspiracy. And yeah, like,
iconic photo. And then we elected him again, but it's the same thing. You know what's happened? The establishment and the neocons, the ones that tell us that they're America first. Oh, we're not. We're fake MAGA. Fake MAGA. They're the ones that have figured out how to dress up in an America first costume and put on a MAGA hat. And now they speak our language perfectly. They have the dialect down. They know the lingo and they know how to talk like us, but they're not us at all. And I think that's what we saw happen over the past week. When we bombed Iran, we saw the whole establishment rear its ugly head, and it's bigger than we could have imagined. And I think it was fully exposed. And to me, I looked at that and I went, wow, it's worse than I thought. Because you want to know something, Tucker? We only have President Trump for a few more years. And in just a few more years, we're going to have to elect another president.
Huh. I don't think Trump agrees with that. Yeah.
And we're going to all have to turn and find a new leader that will share our values and fight for them. That's going to be very hard because we're going to have to fill shoes that are very big, very difficult to fill. And we've had President Trump now for all these years, and so many people are going to be disappointed because you're not going to have another Trump. There's not going to be one. And I think it's the most dangerous time for people like
This is
us
why
that
you
truly care about our country, love our children, and want to fix the problem so that their lives can be better. And I think we're going to face a real fight within our party to make sure that that we're pushing the focus to focus on America, focus on our problems, and just let the world do its thing. We can have great trade deals, we can do all these things, but it's going to be very hard to push that system in place, because I really think in the past week I realized that that's not who they are. They said it on the campaign trail. They promised it when they got elected, and a whole bunch of others, the talking heads.
Who is they? Like, they? Who is that? Isn't it Trump? Like, she's so close to getting there. Like, I don't know.
On TV, they all pretended. But in the past week, I was like, nope, it's not real.
Yeah. So the question is, do the people who really do care about the United States give up and leave, the party, the movement, or not? I mean, New York City was built by, hardworking, sober Christian people, and they built this amazing city. And then of course they all
Christian people, like, you're doing this Jesse Lee Peterson shtick. Like, do you not think that non-Christian people played a role in shaping the prosperity of New York City? Like, typical white supremacist nonsense.
sober Christian people, and they built this amazing city. And then of course they all left because it became chaotic starting in the 60s, and they're all gone. And that's what you get election results you do. They just ran away and they moved to the suburbs or Montana or wherever.
Montana.
They have a tendency, productive people have a tendency to do that. They don't stay and fight. They just kind of want to deal with time out.
Yeah, they don't have to stay in the fight.
Well, that's true. But do you see that happen with America First? Like in 5 years, people will be like, when Mark Levin and Laura Loomer built America First with Tom Cotton and Lindsey Graham,
Right.
like, they're the heroes of the movement.
Right.
Like the Soviets redefined the Bolshevik Revolution to make, Stalin the head of it.
Oh, totally.
You know what I mean?
I mean, Laura Loomer is America first,
I mean,
except Israel first.
but is that happen? Do you think that people who really think that we need a government that focuses on the country it represents, will those people stick around and say, no, I'm sorry, you can't. I can see through your skin suit. I know who you are. This is all fake. You can't use my government, my military to prosecute these silly sectarian wars anymore.
Right. I don't know. I'm going to be really honest. I don't know. I think it goes one
They
of two
can
ways.
kick you out, then I think we'll know the answer.
Oh, for sure. They would love to. They're already trying to. I had 3 reporters, literally. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. 3 reporters. One from Punchbowl, one from Axios, and one from the Wall Street Journal. And I know who they're connected to people. And they came and they were asking the same stupid questions, trying to make this like she's betrayed Trump. She's broken up with Trump. She's turned her back on him, which couldn't be further from the truth. But they're setting the stage because they want these headlines, right?
So the Wall Street Journal is now kind of looking out for Trump.
Oh, totally. Yeah, the Wall Street.
Just enforcing loyalty in the Trump ranks.
Yes. Yeah. And Punchbowl, obviously. And,
They're very concerned.
Yeah, and
I don't want to
Axios.
see any.
So, like, you criticized every single thing. Well, so let me rephrase that. You just criticized that we are spending too much money on like Israel, and we're putting Israel first. And then you're saying that Trump, who is leading his way to be Israel first, like you're saying that you're not split with him at all. Like, this is why you guys are in a cult. This is why people say you guys are in a cult. Like, yeah, I feel like I'm saying the same thing over and over again, but is Trump gonna like let Marjorie do this? Like, she's gonna say and call out every single pro-Israel talking points that Trump believes in, but doesn't name Trump and says that Trump is her strong ally still. Like, is Trump gonna let her do this? I don't know. Like, MAGA world is hysterical and crazy.
Yes. Yeah. And Punchbowl, obviously. And
They're very concerned.
Yeah, and
I don't want to
Axios.
see any leaking or disloyalty against Donald Trump.
Those are MAGA publications, let me tell you.
This is too funny. It's too unbelievable.
But it's so predictable.
I know, but I do think
We have principles and we believe in putting America first and not Israel first, but we're not gonna criticize the person that is most responsible for making it that way because we're in a cult. Like, that's what this conversation is. Like, why do you think it's funny that you're not being principled in how you approach Trump?